Hello, hello! Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Silver for Pokemon's 30th anniversary. And tonight we're continuing where we left off before my wife woke up from a night terror. And I think the last video, I haven't uploaded it yet or checked it out, but I think it ended where we beat this trainer and I canceled out another evolution for our Cyndaquil. But we're here on the Mahogany Town Gym, which is a nice gym, with a nice puzzle. And, I might have the volume up too loud. Let's see. Oh, skis indoors. I see the ice, but you don't really ski on ice, you ski on a snow slope. And Dugong is half water, just like in Gen 1, so this is probably has a good shot at killing my Cyndaquil. It's a fully evolved water/ice Pokemon, and it's using Growl. Okay, well, you know, the script for what Pokemon trainers do is like a random percent roll. So sometimes they appear very stupid, and other times they are very endlessly brutal. And I don't know what all the percentages play out to in Gen 2, because I've never gotten that far into the math side of things. But I was watching more videos because, like, the actual 30th anniversary date is February 27th, so everyone this month is gearing up on their Pokemon. Twitter is abuzz with this stupid debate about EXP share, making the later games too easy. No one's, hardly anyone's mentioning that the key item EXP all existed since Generation 1. You just had to work for it in the past, and it was buggy and non-optimal, and all that. And it's really kind of annoying because no one can deny that the Pokemon games have gotten easier. And it's not just because people are adults now, it's because there are online resources that you can constantly reference, like I have during the course of this Let's Play, where you can already know, without ever having played any of the games before, you can know where a Pokemon is, you can know what fisherman to talk to make it appear earlier, you can, do a crazy awesome handstand. And I guess Seal is pure water. It's a little bit annoying. Let's lower its accuracy while it's asleep. I don't know how a Pokemon that's asleep with its eyes shut would be affected by smoke, but I guess we could just assume that we're covering it in smoke and that when it wakes up it will be like it can't see, so I don't know. But since it can just rest again when it wakes up, like, we don't have knockdown power, this might be kind of hard. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lower its accuracy by the maximum amount before I start banging on it again. Hey, come on, miss. You jerk. I feel like accuracy reduction in Gen 2 is also slightly less impactful than in Gen 1, and even in Gen 3. I feel like Gen 3 accuracy downs are more impactful than Gen 2's. And I don't know why I feel that way, I just do. Let's see, we'll just quick attack it, because apparently it's pure water and hasn't gained its ice half yet. I don't know why it doesn't seem to have any ice moves, but whatever. Oh, there's the rest. But now it'll be asleep for 2 whole turns, and we'll just get to beat on it now. Unfortunately, we can't inflict a burn while it's asleep, because apparently it's impossible to burn sleeping people in the Pokemon universe. I still really wish they would change that. I wish they would actually allow status elements to have interactions. Like, I feel like if you were to set a sleeping Pokemon on fire and burn them, they should wake up and be burnt. But I feel like if you poisoned a sleeping Pokemon, they should stay asleep, because it's like a drug interaction. And for this Dugong, I'm just gonna switch to Cleo and kill it with Thunder Punch. My Cyndaquil's getting kind of low. Hello, XP. But yeah, and I've mentioned it a few times probably, but people have been abuzz talking about every generation of Pokemon. And I've been seeing a lot of younger people say Gen 2 was bad. And it's absolutely mind-boggling to me. But then again, like, I have a younger wife, and so I have a little bit more perspective on the way younger people view older video games. They just, since they don't have realistic graphics, they don't grab their attention at all. They just see a older way of doing things that they don't really care for. If you tell them that this was once state of the art, they just kind of like, they think it's cute. And man, what is with this gym and featuring mainly water Pokemon? It is an ice gym, for the love of God. I know that these guys evolve into ice, but it's a little ridiculous. Of course, it's a symptom of the fact that, you know, there's tons of Gen 1 Pokemon, and in Gen 1, the ice type was basically almost exclusive, other than like Jinx and Jinx and I swear there was one other one, but it's like Jinx and one other Pokemon have ice type without having a water dual type, and it's kind of ridiculous. I guess Articuno, right? That's ice flying. Bro, quit delaying the inevitable and just die already. Yay! Hey, we've got 69 speed. But yeah, the online debate, quote-unquote, rages about difficulty in Pokemon, with tons of people saying, oh, the games were never hard. You were just a kid. And, leveling up your whole team isn't difficult, it's just tedious. And it's just like, a lot of things in life that are hard to do are hard because, you know, they are battles of attrition. Like, you actually have to, the need to keep doing things wears you down. You get tired of it, right? when you say something is too tedious for you to do, right? It's you admitting you don't have the patience and that you don't have the willpower to do it, right? And generally, if you're claiming that something that is tedious shouldn't have to be done in order for you to get something that you want from a tedious process, what it actually means is you're lazy and you just want things handed to you for free. You want the prize, but you don't want to have to work for it, right? Almost all work is tedious. Man, this Jinx is the best type matchup for us so far, but because it puts to sleep in typical Gen 2 fashion, we're gonna actually have to swap because it's kicking our butt. Replete with an ice punch that... Oh, and powder snow. Okay. Too fast for our Pseudo-Wudo. Too special. Don't put my Eevee to sleep too, you slutty bitch. Good lord. This Jinx is like better than my whole team. Maybe we'll Quick Claw proc and Thunder Punch it to death. Oh nope, it's gonna decide not to kiss Cleo. You don't like Cleo, Jinx? Fuck you. Okay, so we gotta skate with precision. But really, we just gotta keep going back to this Pokemon Center that's right over here because, you know, I'm not gonna try to just deal with sleep with 14 HP left on the Pokemon I'm trying to train at this gym. Now, if our Cyndaquil was fully evolved, this gym would probably be a complete joke, even the hybrid water Pokemon, because he'd have way higher stats. But, like I said, he's not allowed to evolve until level 42. Let's see, where exactly do we gotta go now? We gotta wind up in front of Price, and I've forgotten how to do it. Oh wait, okay. I think I see how to do it now. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. Well, let's see. Pokemon have many experiences in their lives, just like we do. I too have seen and suffered much in my life. Since I am your elder, let me show you what I mean. I have been with Pokemon since before you were born. I do not lose easily. I, Price, the Winter Trainer, shall demonstrate my power. Hey, I'm starting to look like that. I don't quite need a cane yet, though. Oh, and he starts with a water Pokemon. Also, if our Cyndaquil was evolved, we could have also taught him Thunder Punch from the Goldenrod City TM's store, the Goldenrod department store, and he'd just be able to Thunder Punch all of these water hybrids out of existence. Ah, Piloswine. Sweet. That's one of the premier Johto Ice Pokemon. It's Ice/Ground. And I believe it can naturally learn Earthquake, but I don't think that Price has Earthquake on it. And if he does, it might not live long enough to use it. Oh, it's got Icy Wind. That's, I think, 55 power ice move that lowers speed. Yeah. But Piloswine is naturally incredibly slow. They have this weird obsession with making ice Pokemon stupidly slow. Like, I think the fastest ice Pokemon is from Generation 4, I think. And it's called Frostlass. And it's probably the most interesting ice Pokemon there is. It's based off some sort of Japanese winter yokai. It's Ice/Ghost. I think it's got a speed of 95? Although it might be 115. I don't remember. It's really fast. And it had a pretty interesting moveset too. But yeah. Oh look, another water ice hybrid. I feel like he should have, instead of having Seal and Dugong as mainstays in his party, he should have had Swinub, Piloswine, Dugong, and then like Jinx and Delibird. There's another ice Pokemon that we'll see in an upcoming area called Delibird. It's ice/flying. And I don't think it learns any ice moves naturally, because its natural moveset is literally just a move called Present that has like a... It's like a 50% chance to explode and do damage, 35% chance to heal the opponent, and then like a 15% chance to, I think, like self-destruct the Delibird and do, you know, basically do self-destruct levels worth of damage. But I think you can teach it Ice Beam with TM, as well as other ice moves. And I think maybe Flash, and I would love to see him have a Delibird that had like Present, Ice Beam, Flash, and I don't know, Quick Attack or some shit. Or like Headbutt, because you could probably teach it Headbutt. Oh, hey, I've seen a cool trying to learn Swift. It's like, yeah, we might as well get rid of Quick Attack. He's already pretty fast, Swift is a stronger move, and can't miss. Ah, I am impressed by your prowess. With your strong will, I know you will overcome all life's obstacles. You're worthy of this badge. Clark got $3,100 for winning. Oh, and at this point, this would be the level that he would normally reach his second evolution. Ooh, Glacier Badge. What a cool badge name. That badge will raise the special stats of Pokemon, and also let your Pokemon use Whirlpool to get across real whirlpools. And this is a gift from me. Clark received TM16. That TM contains Icy Wind. It inflicts damage and lowers speed. It demonstrates the harshness of winter. And Icy Wind would be a really good move, except for the fact that Ice Punch exists. And it was available earlier in the game. And most of the same Pokemon that can learn Icy Wind can learn Ice Punch, but I guess some can't, or some are different, or whatever. When the ice and snow melt, spring arrives. You and your Pokemon will be together for many years to come. Cherish your time together. Well, you know what? Being older now, I have a bigger appreciation for this gym leader. Oh, a hot battle that bridged the generation gap. If only we could have one of those with the dang Zoomers and the older AAs that are thinking new Pokemon should just be homogenous, competitive, non-stop EXP share crap. Because, like, you know, get this. EXP share or EXP all, it exists in this generation that I'm playing right now. It also exists in Gen 1. To get it in Gen 1, you have to catch 50 Pokemon, different Pokemon, and talk to Professor's Aid next to Fuchsia City. So you can't get it until about halfway through the game, with 1/3 of the Pokedex complete. I don't know where you get it in Gen 2, but you can get it in Gen 2. But you probably have to get it, you know, somewhere along the way. And we still can't go through right here. What the fuck gives? I really wanted to just go through there. Like, I don't understand. I guess we have to go trigger other stuff first. Oh well. We might as well teach Whirlpool to the Red Gyarados, because I don't intend for him to be in our team long term. And, you know, as far as just being a traversal Pokemon goes, we'll get rid of Dragon Rage because it does static damage. You know, if I have to bust him out for a battle, then, you know, he can just use Surf or Bite or Thrash and he'll be fine. Although, I guess Thrash is the only move that takes advantage of his massive attack stat. Yeah, let's see. There was more to explore up near the lake. So, let's actually... temporarily, we're going to deposit Blue Wind because he's recently had a ton of training and is fully evolved now. And then we'll change box to box number 2. And we'll grab our I thought it was in this box. Yeah, we'll grab Sentry back out because he's got cut. And we'll leave the box the same, and that way we can fill it up when we catch 2 Pokemon we don't have that we'll probably run into while we're up here exploring the lake area now that Team Rocket's gone. But I was really hoping to be able to go to Route 44 so that I could battle a fisherman over there so that we could walk the requisite number of steps to have him call us and have a low chance at him saying there's a Remoraid, the Remoraid are biting like crazy or whatever. Oh hey, now there's fishermen around the lake that we can battle. But these are the wrong fishermen. They're not the one I want. And worse still, they have Magikarp. Whee! Swift! My first playthrough of Silver version, Swift was like my favorite move, because since it can't miss, you know, any accuracy modifications or evasion modifications that are meant to prolong battle, could not do that. And seeing how good Swift was, in later Pokemon generations they started adding moves of other types. So they're the same 60 power, but now, you know, you have specialized typings of the moves that can't miss. And so, like, the strategy of lowering accuracy or raising evasion, it started to be way less important. And, you know, it's not completely without merit, but, dude, this dude just had 4 level 22 Magikarps. Are you serious? At least make, like, the last one a Gyarados. Like, come on. Or at least raise the Magikarps in level. Good grief. But yeah, the, I've lost my train of thought. Oh, she's bought something. She almost never calls just to say hi. She calls to tell you she bought stuff. Huh. He's gonna battle us with the Pokemon he just caught. Let me guess, it's gonna be a Magikarp or a Goldeen. Oh, wait, no. Okay, sweet. A Gyarados. Awesome. And it's level 27. Amazing. Good job, bro. You just caught this. Man, if he was... Wait, it's his only Pokemon? And he just caught it? So he reeled in a Gyarados and then he just threw balls at it, like, until he got it. What a Chad. He didn't even have his own wild Pokemon. He Safari zoned this shit. He came up here with who knows how many Pokeballs and just fucking said, dude, I'm getting it. I might be an expert angler, but I stink as a Pokemon trainer. Well, dude, you just got it. You have to train it. You can't just... You can't just do what you was doing, bro. I heard this lake was made by rampaging Gyarados. I wonder if there's any connection to their mass outbreak now. Well, you heard wrong, Sonny. It's actually made by a meteor. And hey, look, a hidden item. How about that? And look at all these headbuttable trees. What happened to the red Gyarados? It's gone? Oh darn, I came here for nothing? I know, let's battle. Oh, she's got red hair, we've got a red hat. Oh, she's a cool trainer. A Skiploom, hey! We had one of those for about 5 seconds. It's grass / flying. And now it's dead. Ooh, a Ninetales. Ninetales is one of the coolest looking Pokemon that I wish had a better stat spread. I mean, I honestly don't think it looks as cool as Arcanine, but... like... I don't know, it's got a way cooler mythology than Arcanine. But it does exemplify what Gen 2 is all about. It's got Confuse Ray and Fire Spin, and you know, represents the idea that you can make battles go longer and win with slowly chipping down your opponent. Jesus, what? She's like buying stuff off the hook. She's seen a pink Butterfree, so she's also seen shiny Pokemon. How about that? Oh hey look, Wild Gyarados. And it's underleveled. But hey, we have a diegetic reason for that. Yay! Ouch. For some reason, talking is causing my ear tubes to itch. I don't know why talking would do that. It's very annoying. Ugh. Cannot get my ear tubes to stop itching. I might have to go get a drink or something. I had to get a box of tissues too. I'm starting to feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Man. Ooh, giraffe rig. You know, I actually considered getting one of those for my long-term party. And oops, this is definitely gonna kill it. I should have switched and hit it with something weaker. But Giraffe Rig is kind of an interesting Pokemon. It's Psychic / Normal type. And the reason that's interesting is it makes it immune to Ghost type attacks. And Fighting type moves are only normal effectiveness against it still. And so it effectively eliminates one of the weaknesses of Psychic Pokemon. It also has pretty good stats. It's like on par with a Mr. Mime, more or less. And it also learns Dark type moves as part of its moveset. So even though it's not a Dark type Pokemon, it can pretty effectively kill other Psychic type Pokemon. And I kind of forgot about it when I got the Eevee, because I was like, oh, I can just evolve Eevee into Espeon and get basically the same thing with better stats. And also I like Espeon better. But I might still catch one and train it. And if you hear a bunch of like noises, my wife's cat decided to hop on my chair and is now considering hopping on my desk, and oh my god, please don't interrupt the recording. I love you, cat. You're very sweet. This is also probably a reason I need to start having like a streamer cam in like the lower left or lower right corner of the screen. So that you can see what I have to deal with. Which is a very cute black cat crossing my path and underflowing my luck. Ooh, Wartortle. This guy got the level 2 of all the Kanto starters at level 24. That's actually pretty good. Although I must admit, this... Kitty, do not walk on my keyboard. That sprite for Wartortle is a little eh. I don't think they made his face look fierce enough. Ooh, Charmeleon. Old fire starter versus new fire starter. Of course, mine's higher level, so mine wins, but you know. Almost in a single hit, even. Was that Ember? No, let me show you how it's done. Pokemon trainers and their Pokemon become powerful through constant battling. That's true. Constant battling will do that. Ooh, is that a rare candy? I've got a cat butt in my face. I think it is a rare candy. That'll be beautiful, because when we get our Cyndaquil to level 42, we can just pop him up to level 43 after he learns the move and evolves the first time. And then he too can be fully evolved by level 43 and have his whole moveset. Just like Blue Wind did by level 31. Grass Pokemon are easier to raise. Look at all these delicious items up here. We are rewarded for coming back here, or for just having cut. I would have gladly come up here in the last recording, but, well, not the very last recording, but the recording before we went into the rocket hideout the first time. And what is in the shack, yeah? You have strayed far. Here I have meditated. Inside me a new power has been awakened. Let me share my power with your Pokemon. Take this, child. Clark receives TM10. Am I saying that? TM? Right? That's what those letters are, yeah? TM10. Do you see it? It is hidden power. It draws out the power of Pokemon for attacking. Remember this. Its type and power depend on the Pokemon using it. And as far as I know, the way hidden power works is it's a 70 power move. And the type, though, depends on your Pokemon's individual values, which you have no way of seeing. So more or less, you teach it to a Pokemon, and then you just have to use it with them until you figure out what type it is. And if it just happened to be a type you did not want, then, you know, it's bad. But in Gen 2 it might work different. I probably need to look it up. Detect. Evades attack for a turn, but it may fail. The power varies with a Pokemon. And everyone can learn it. So it could be really good or really bad. And oftentimes, due to its very grindy nature, like of breeding and catching the right Pokemon until you have the right type hidden power you want on it, Listen to this Reddit thread on hidden power. Given from TN10 and the hut next to Lake of Rage, or bought at the Celadon department store, hidden power is a versatile and powerful move that can have any damage type. This means you can have a fire Pokemon with a grass type hidden power, which would be super effective against water types that would normally be a difficult matchup for a fire type Pokemon. And it has the additional advantage of not telling your opponent, or you for that matter, what type of damage it has, so even though your opponent will know it is a damage type that is super effective against water types, it could be grass or electric, meaning your opponent can switch into a ground type thinking that it's strong against fire and electric damage, only to have grass type hidden power still do super effective against the ground type. Also, it is considered a normal type move regardless of the damage type, so Mirror Coat does not affect it. The calculation to discover what type and how much damage 35 to 70 hidden power does is ridiculously convoluted though, so you're better off just using a save file editor like PKHex, as you need one to view the values anyway. DVs. These are your Pokemon stat value modifiers and are impossible to find out without a save file editor, as they are not shown anywhere in the game. A fully grown level 100 Pokemon That level 100 Pokemon can still have stat increases and may not be fully maxed out even if it no longer needs level ups, so you may need to fight many battles after getting a Pokemon to level 100 to have it fully grow. It has a 30-point range for each stat from maximum to minimum. Yada yada yada. Okay, just get to where you tell me what makes hidden power what. Okay, this is way too much mathematical bullshit and computer talk. Basically, though, the way you're intended to use it is you just teach it to your Pokemon, and then you trial and error it until you figure out what the hidden power is. And that's why it's called hidden. And, it can be really good, or it can be really bad. Like, there's the potential we could teach it to our Cyndaquil, and it could just be another Fire-type move, and it could be weaker than Flame Wheel. So, it's not actually that great, but since any Pokemon can learn it, some Pokemon have really bad learn sets. And so, its real purpose is sometimes it can give a Pokemon with a really bad moveset a pretty decent move. Oh, another Giraffe Rig. We catch this one? We'll try to catch this one. Let's see. Well... Oh, I don't have my sleeper, do I? Well... We can still lower its HP by a good amount. I think Low Kick would actually be a good thing to hit it with, because it's weaker than everything except Rock Smash, and he doesn't have Stab. And he's pretty close to the Girafarig level. But see, that animation looks cool as shit. But yeah, Rock Smash is a very weak move. But I'm pretty sure if you could break a rock, even a rock with a crack in it, in real life, then you could probably break somebody's bones with the same hit. So I don't understand why it's weak. And I hope my cat didn't just unplug my headset, because she just, like, ran by and hit my cord hard enough that it hit me in the face. To describe that more fully, she hit the bottom of my cord that's dragging along the ground and knocked the middle of my cord, which is going from behind my left ear down over my right shoulder. She hit the bottom of the cord enough that the top of the cord up near my chin went up and whapped my cheek. Girafarig, long neck, height 4'11", weight 91 pounds. Its tail, which also contains a small brain, may bite on its own if it notices an alluring smell. Oh yeah, its tail does have kind of a freaky face. I'm gonna name you what they call giraffes, which is the deity Kirin, or Keelan. Hey, I can catch Venonat now. Let's do it. Oh wow. It really resisted that low kick. And look at that. Look at how they made strength look in Gen 2. It's kind of silly. It's like, you're strong enough to move boulders. And so, I guess the developer read that description and was like, oh, if they're strong enough to move boulders, I'll have them hit the enemy Pokemon with a giant boulder. It looks like a badass rock type move, but it's normal type. And it's so dumb. Venonat, insect, height 3'3", weight 66 pounds. Jeez. Poison oozes from all over its body. It catches and eats small bugs at night that are attracted by light. Why does it have a Weedle icon? We'll name it Venonat. Bill. Oh yeah, I filled box 2 yet again. As was the plan. Oh, another bitterberry bush. How about that? They actually really like you getting bitterberries in Gen 2. Alright, automatically heal confusion in battle. Oh, no, I don't want your phone number. If I didn't take it the first time around, I don't want it the second time around. I feel like with the way its butt looks, Girafarig should have been Psychic/Dark. But I guess that might have been considered OP at the time because it would make it immune to other psychic attacks, and I think it would make it take normal effectiveness from ghosts. And then it would take regular damage from fighting types. But then it would take quadruple damage from bugs, as opposed to just double damage from bugs. So I think that would actually be even more balanced than what it is. But I mean, so get this, right? In Gen 2, they added in like 5 or 6 psychic types. I think. I'd have to go count. Well, they added in a handful of psychic types and a handful of dark types as the new dark types and whatnot. Well, they also expanded on the ghost type. But you know how many ghost types they actually added in? How many new ghost Pokemon they added in? Well, I'll tell you. They added in exactly 1 new Pokemon that is a ghost. And you cannot catch it until after you've beaten the Elite Four twice. So, and when I say beat the Elite Four twice, I mean there's actually 2 halves to Gen 2, and you have to go through both halves. You can only get the new ghost at the very end of the game. At night time, at the top of the highest mountain. Holy fuck! That's, Suicune, one of the legendary dogs from Burnt Tower in Ecruteak City. All of the legendary dogs come at level 40, and they keep the damage you deal to them and the status elements you inflict on them when they inevitably run away, and they almost always run away. And if you make them faint, you will never be able to catch them. So you don't want to inflict them with things like burn, because we're faster than Suicune? Oh, okay. Well, I didn't think I was going to get it. But basically what you want to do is, you can encounter those now, any of the 3 dogs, after you've activated them at Ecruteak. And you will randomly encounter them in any grass around Johto. Once you've seen them in the Pokedex, this is a feature I didn't look into, but if you go over to area, right, it'll pull up the map. And for Cyndaquil, since he's a starter, he has no area, because you can only get him from the start. Same thing with any of the other starters, you can't get them anywhere. But let's look at Pidgey. Pidgey's super common, right? Look at all these routes. These are all the routes you can catch a Pidgey on. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 routes you can catch Pidgey on. Okay? You know, let's go look at Ghastly, right? He's a little more rare. Where can you get him? Oh, look, Sprout Tower, and it looks like one of the towers in Ecruteak City. Maybe Burnt Tower at night or something. You know. Let's see. Oh, I still didn't catch a Pineco, huh? They kept blowing up on me and I said I'd come back, but I never did. Let's see. Where can we catch Miltank? Oh, over there, okay. I think we can get Magmar in the Burnt Tower. Yeah, okay. What about Jinx? Is Jinx available anywhere? It says she is. Interesting. What about Mr. Mime? Nope. Let's see. What about Swinub? Oh, the same place as Jinx. How about that? Cubone? Nope, can't get Cubone anywhere. What about Murkrow? That was a new one. Oh, can't get it anywhere. Well, Suicune. What about Suicune? Says it's the Aurora Pokemon. Number 245. Says it's currently south of Ecruteak City now. So basically, once you've seen any of the legendary dogs, you can see which route they're currently on. But the way they work is every time you switch a route, they switch a route. And sometimes they just move randomly to any route that is adjacent to their current route. So it's south of Ecruteak City now. If we go to Ecruteak City, that'll count as a route change, and it could either move up to the route that's to the west, or the route that's to the east, or it could move south, right? So if you actually try to go chase them, it's like chasing a shadow. You'll never catch up. So what you do is you go to a city, and you just go in and out of the city repeatedly and check the Pokedex until eventually you see that they're on the same route as you when you're outside of the city. And the perfect place to do it at is actually, I think, Mahogany Town, because once we at least get that Rage Candy Bar guide go away, you can technically go out to any any 3 side of the town, because the legendary dog could go, you know, if they're west of Mahogany, they could go east and wind up like they're going to Lake of Rage, or they could go further east and like wind up like they're going to Blackthorn City. And that's generally where you would just like walk in and out of the city, because there's the grass patch right there. And I just think it's funny that we had our first encounter with Suicune, because the compilation version is Crystal, and in Crystal you have forced encounter with Suicune. And he's the first one you can catch, and he doesn't roam in Crystal, you just have a forced encounter with him. So, he's like the first forced legendary encounter in any Pokemon game. Because in Gen 1, all the legendary encounters are optional. And then, hell, you get a credits roll before you can even catch Mewtwo, so hella optional there. In base Gen 2 of Gold and Silver, they strongly point you towards the legendary birds that are on the front of the game cards, but you don't actually have to go get them. And that it's a little easier to miss out on the silver version bird, because it's down in behind whirlpools and shit, whereas the gold version bird is up in the other tower in Ecruteak City. And it's just kind of eh, you know. Hello, Diglett. Goodbye, Diglett. But yeah, so like, there's more legendary Pokemon in Gen 2 to catch, because there's 2 legendary birds, 3 legendary dogs, and then technically there's Celebi, which was related to an event where you get the GS ball, the gold silver ball, that was like popularized by the anime. And what that actually prompts is in Elix Forest near the shrine you could run into Celebi, which is like the dream-making Pokemon or whatever that makes dreams come true or something, or like is mythical. And it's basically like a grass-type version of Mew, but you know, it's not like the ancestor of Pokemon. It's like a mythological being. And now I kind of wish I'd taken these trainers out earlier with our Hoppip, because they would have all been prime. Hey look, that's an extra rare Pokemon that actually has good stats, and I never thought it did in the past. Thought I heard a door open. Couldn't tell if my wife was gonna come out again or not. Oh, you're not the fisher I want. How many phone numbers have we taken? Okay. I'm just gonna get rid of Alan Schoolboy. I don't think he has anything good to tell us. Probably get rid of Fisherman Chris too at some point, but meh. Oh hey, another Goldeen. Level 21 Goldeen. Yeah, as far as I can tell for Gen 2, they kind of made it so that Surf Pokemon generally range from like 15 to 25. Maybe sometimes as high as 30 depending on the route. And then fishing Pokemon, Old Rod are 5 to 10, I guess. Good Rod I think is 15 to 20, maybe 25. And then the Super Rod is like level 40 and above. But you don't get the Super Rod until after the Elite Four, so it's considered post-game content. Of course, I don't actually... Oh, the pack is actually full. Wow, okay. We'll have to either make Pokemon hold stuff or throw stuff away. Let's see, just you hold that, you hold that. Yeah, we've got stuff we could sell. I just want to get all these apricorns. Because we need to go back to Kurtz and get that special ball. Anyway. I also kind of want to explore Mount Mortar, but that can come in a bit. We've got other stuff to do. Kinda, sorta, maybe. Also, let's look at our badge page. Look at that. They're numbered and everything. When we beat number 7 before 5 or 6. Surely that means we're complete badasses. Man, I don't know if we have any flying Pokemon, do we? Like, I know our Jumpluff was flying, but, oh, right, we gotta switch box, huh? This isn't a problem I usually have, because I usually ignore the catching part of Pokemon. Because it can be quite exhausting, and quite challenging, to actually complete any generation's Pokedex. Of course, for some reason I don't think Jumpluff is going to be able to fly us places when we get the Fly TM. We're going to have to catch ourselves a bird at some point if we want ease of travel. Also though, let's stop into the mart and sell stuff, because we've got plenty of stuff we can sell. Let's sell this Ice Heal. We're not going to need that pretty much ever. Sell the Dire Hit, because I don't believe in it as an item. Sell the X Accuracy, because we have Swift for that. And, you know, let's go ahead and make a detour back to Azalea Town. Not because it's like... Oh man, we're gonna get multiples of these? Damn. guess if you were religious and you went back to Azalea Town every single day, we technically have like 4 different balls, and I've used up the old ones by now, but I'm pretty bad about backtracking in Pokemon games. And we never picked up our first ball from Kurt, so like, I don't know. Oh, but hey, you know what else we could do? We've got surf now, so there was water here in the Alph Ruins. And we could surf here, but I guess that didn't lead anywhere. What about the other water patch? I know there was more to this place. But how about that? They give you a reason to backtrack, huh? This flying Pokemon attacked its prey with saw-like fangs. Is it Aerodactyl? I bet it's Aerodactyl. Check this out. Okay, we're gonna do the corner pieces because we're smart. Okay, and this looks like, yeah, and this is like, yeah, and then this goes like, bam, and then this is like all, ooh, ka-chow, and then this is all like, ooh, ooh, and then this is all like, ooh, and then this is there, and this goes, ka-chow, and this goes, ka-chow, and this goes, ka-chow, and this goes, Priyow, and this goes, no, what am I doing? Put this here? No. Here? Yeah, I'm stupid. I think. Right? This has gotta be right? No? It looked right. Good old Aerodactyl. Whee! And what this does, every time you solve a puzzle in the Alph Ruins, more unknown shapes become available for you to catch until you finally can catch all 26 of the unknown, which are just, you know, the English letters of the alphabet, which is exotic in Japan. And they look especially exotic when you make them into giant floating eyeballs. But it was clearly just a psyop to help teach Japanese kids English. Make it more fanciful. I don't know if I'll ever be able to read Japanese. I've never taken a course on it or anything, so I don't know what you're supposed to actually do to learn the symbols. But I assume, you know, at a base level, like, you just have to know what each symbol means, or can mean. And so there's kind of like a, you know, you just gotta memorize a lot. And, not that there's no understanding, it's just understanding is probably not, you know, the biggest thing about it. And I'm wondering now how we go to the other side. Like, do we have to catch every type of unknown and show it to one of those scientists or something? Like, does this rock get moved at some point? Like, did a new ladder get put down there? You know, I don't want to have to, like, plow my way through a gajillion unknowns to, just to explore. I mean, I guess we could go pick up a repel, right? Of course, they're not as scary as they were towards the start of the game, where every single one of them has a different hidden power, and you could be getting completely fucked by them. Yeah, I don't think there's a new ladder down here. I don't know exactly how we're supposed to explore the ruins, but nah, I'm not gonna come back until I have... Who are you? Okay. I'm not gonna come back to Alph Ruins until... Scooby Snacks. Nah, until I have a repel at least. So I don't have to fight a bunch of fucking unknowns. And I think if we brought Cut, we could go talk to that fat guy, but I put my Cut away. I forgot about talking to the fat guy. I wonder what the fat guy gives. I don't remember. Oh, hi, another legendary dog. How about that? That's 2 encounters within the same 20-minute period. What the flying shit? Cool. We made the legendary dogs run away with our little Cyndaquil. How about that? Bitch, bitch. Oh, hey, we don't have to go around this water pool. We can just surf across it. And there's probably more to check out in Union Cave. Even though it's not Friday and we can't catch the special Pokemon, which is just a Lapras, I think there's more trainers deep in the cave that we could see. Or items, at least. Oh. I'm just trying to go see Kurt about his balls. We need all the help we can get with catching. Okay, so... Red Apricorn. Dear God, please stop burping. Red Apricorn makes the level ball. Makes catching Pokemon with lower levels easier. Lower level than yours easier. Friend Ball. Caught Pokemon become friendly faster made with the green Apricorn. Lure Ball is made with blue Apricorn. Fished Pokemon are easier. He gave us one of those right off the rip. Moon Ball makes catching Nidoran, Nidorina, Clefairy, and Jigglypuff easier. Okay, don't think any of those Pokemon are especially hard to catch. It's made with a yellow Apricorn. Heavy Ball makes heavy Pokemon easier to catch. So you gotta know Pokemon weight. Fastball, White Apricorn, makes catching Pokemon who can escape battle and the legendary dogs easier. So Pokemon that run away. Because I get like the Fastball would... Maybe it's specifically coded for that? And then Love Ball makes catching Pokemon of the opposite gender to your own easier. So if you have a male Rattata and you want to catch a female Rattata, the Love Ball made with the pink Apricorn makes it easier to catch the sex you want. And you might notice I'm taking great pains to not say gender, and that's because gender is a word that was invented in the 50s to describe the mental picture someone has of their sex, and, you know, the idea they have about what their sex entails, but it's not actually their physical sex at all. And the guy who made the term gender was actually highly unethical and, like, castrated a child and raised them as the opposite sex, or had them raised by their parents as the opposite sex into this crazy experiment. And was also a pedophile, if I remember right. So, you know, not exactly a good term, but it became popular to use because the idea of saying sex all the time was deemed to be improper by society at large, and so gender became the polite term for sex. And as such, people started to associate it with your physical sex. And that's one of the reasons the whole gender ideology thing took off and became a whole big political issue thing. Oh, you live down here. You can too if you'd like. There's plenty of room, you see. Okay, cool. But yeah, I'm just gonna stick to saying sex. Of course, if you wanted to be more polite and more liberal, you could say you want to say sex instead of gender, because you don't want to assume the genders of the Pokemon. But, yeah, it's all about sex, baby. Kind of interesting that the trainers that are deep down here past the surf parts have Pokemon in the mid-20s, while the wild Pokemon continue to be level 8. And none of these trainers have Pokemon that surf, so they just, like, swam. That's one thing I kind of always wish they would have added to Pokemon games. The ability for your character to swim on still water, like, or even a little ways out into the ocean or something. Because you see other trainers doing it all the time. They're out there swimming and not having any trouble. And then, like, in the first game, it's practically ridiculous because, like, there's a swimmer halfway between Pallet Town and Cinnabar Island, and it's just like, either Cinnabar Island's not really that far out, or that guy's like an Olympic level swimmer. And it's kind of ridiculous. Oh, come on, don't kill me with self-destruct, you sore loser. Ouch, full damage in spite of being at, like, no HP. Crazy. Okay, we're gonna keep Cyndaquil out, but then we're gonna swap. And we're gonna swap into Blue Wind and just have him kill it with Mega Drain. That's gonna hurt. It's okay though, because this is gonna hurt him way more. This is quadruple effective against you, Graveler. The equivalent of a 160 power attack. Congratulations. You're dead. Yeah, you say erg, bitch. You say erg. Nope, not allowed to evolve until level 42. We've been over this. He's lost and hungry, huh? Oh. There's a cave exit. What's up with that? I should probably use a potion on him. Tell you though, if I ever stop being a nobody and people actually watch through all of my Let's Plays, like for real, and they hear some of the more right-wing shit I say, I will be raked over the coals. But I don't think I'll ever stop being a nobody. Because, I just don't put out the quality content that would, or mimetic content, right? To get popular, you have to either put out something that is like short, snappy, funny, and a lot of people see. And you gotta do it a few times. You either have to do it a few times, or do it one time so damn well that's like you can build an entire internet persona off of that one meme. Or you just have to consistently have really good stuff that people want to see and also look good. You know, it's either or. Or do porn. This guy likes thinking here, he says. Okay, well what's in this patch of grass? And where are we exactly? Dude, what? Why is nothing attacking us? Are there no wild Pokemon in this particular patch of grass? Oh hey, it's a little tiny bird. Not to. It looks very small. Let's deal with it with Blue Wind. He can put it to sleep. We want to catch it. And I don't think he can kill it with Mega Drain because it should be half effective, and yeah, he can hit it one more time with that, and then we can start throwing balls, and we should get it, probably. Yay! Are you wanting to leave the room, Cat? Do you want me to open the door for you? No, don't wake up. Don't hit me with the ghost-type move, Nightshade. Okay, let's throw the Pokeball and pretend and look away and open the door for the cat. There you go, cat. Oh, hey, we caught it while we were assisting our cat. How about that? Not to. Little bird. Height 8 inches. Weight 4 pounds? Huh. It usually forages for food on the ground, but may on rare occasions hop onto branches to peck at shoots. Sure, I'm gonna name it Nazca. Like the Nazca lines. Dana Lass is calling. Okay. You battled Eradicate. You didn't have type advantage, Dana. That strike one, Dana. Strike one. Oh hey, yeah, we're in the Ruins of Alph again. How about that? A Pokemon that flew gracefully on rainbow-colored wings. Okay, this is Ho-Oh. So corner pieces, corner pieces. This either goes right here or right here. I don't know which it is. I'll put it right there for now. And I think this actually goes right here. And this goes right here. And this goes right here. And This goes right here. That goes right there. That goes right there. That goes right there. That goes right there. And I fucked up. Let's see. Eh. I'm not sure. Those look like feet to me. They look like they're the right way. Are they supposed to go the other way? I'm a little bit confused. Okay, if you say so, game. Doesn't really... Whatever. Cool. Cool. Even more unknowns. Looks like a Y. With an I. So the bottom of Union Cave leads yet again back to the Ruins of Alph. How about that? Okay. Okay, nothing new there. Okay, nothing new there either. So, like... What's the deal, yo? Time to look up the unknown. Time to kill a bell sprout, too. Okay, maybe I need to look up the Ruins of Alph. The Ruins of Alph are located southeast of Valley City. These ruins have 4 different entrances in which to gain access to the various unknown forms, 2 of which only are accessible through Union Cave. There are a few hidden rooms which require you to use various moves or items, which give you more items. If you turn your radio on while in the area, you will hear a very strange radio signal. The unknown are unlocked by the following puzzles being completed. The northeast puzzle unlocks A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. The southwest puzzle unlocks L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Northwest unlocks X, Y, Z. Southeast unlocks S, T, U, V, W. Okay, so does anything happen if you catch all 26 letters of unknown? anything happen when catch all unknown? Nothing happens. In Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, you'll get seals for each unknown from the boy in Salacian Town, and the Ruin Maniac will be done digging. In Heart Gold, Soul Silver, you'll finish the side quest. When you catch all the letters, that digger south of Veilstone finishes his tunnel, allowing you access to the new area, and the final two unknown, which are the question mark and the exclamation point. If you catch all of them, you get access to punctuation. And then if you catch the punctuation, nothing happens. Okay, so there's literally, it's no fun, it's all just for funs. It's for shits and gigs. It's a way for Gen 2 to make you have to catch another, I guess, 27 Pokemon without actually making 27 new Pokemon. So in technicality, I guess if you catch all 100 new Pokemon, and then you catch 25 more, plus the 2 exclamation points, you would get a total of 127 Pokemon, unique Pokemon, quote-unquote, to catch. Even though, you know, 27 of those are just alternative forms of unknown. Or 26 or whatever. I guess it's not the most unusual way to extend a game, but it is kind of stupid. They could have at least made a, like, you know, here's like 10 nuggets or something from the scientists, or, you know, here's an endless supply of berserk genes or something. Like, I don't know. Give me an incentive if you want me to catch literally the same thing 27 times. Hello, Onyx. Goodbye, Onyx. Huh, so part of... going deeper in Union Cave is having strength, as well as surf. Drifted in the sea by twisting its 10 tentacles. So what, tentacle? Oh boy, this looks like it's gonna be confusing. Where are the corner pieces? I cannot discern which ones are the corner pieces. It's kinda wild. We'll just start putting shit places. I think this one's a corner piece. And I think this one's a corner piece. And I am desperately confused. Desperately confused. Terribly, utterly, superlatively confused. I don't got any idea what I'm looking at. Let's see. I don't want to go to the Pokemon's link. I want to look at how it's supposed to look, and you're showing me pictures from easier versions of the puzzle in Gen 4. So could I just I think it's supposed to be an Ammonite, right? So its shell's supposed to be more like together, I guess? I don't know. Yeah, this is kind of starting to come together a bit, yeah? Maybe, kinda? Maybe not? Let's see. No. I think it was closer the other way, kinda. Aha! Whee! We now have access to every letter of unknown. But I'll be damned if I'm gonna catch them all for basically funsies. I like catching Pokemon, I do, but I don't like the unknown. They're like what you come back to when if you're either super obsessed with them right off the bat, Or if you have nothing left to do in the game and you're just like, well, what if I got every single different unknown? And, I mean, come on. You guys say anything different now that I've done all the puzzles? Nope. Not a damn thing. Ugh. I need to be getting to bed soon. But, okay. I think I need to stand back up and let the cat back in. Come on, cat. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. My wife's cats are kind of funny because they'll get real persnickety if they're left alone. But they even kind of get persnickety if you just like go to the other side of the house and don't include them. So it's a little annoying sometimes, but I love them. I hate when I'm scrolling down and I accidentally press and instead of the down arrow or the side arrow. Apparently there's some words we could read that are written in the unknown script behind all the pictures and the ruins or something. And if you do what it says, if you decipher it, then you get special items for fulfilling the objective. But I think that might only be in Crystal version, because I don't recall it being a thing in Silver. But if it is, I mean, I can go. We'd go check it out at some point. But none of the stuff is really that interesting. It's various healing items and berries and sellable items. Although there are a few interesting things, like there's a mystic water item, which will power up water moves by 10%. There's a moonstone, which is hard to come by. But it's not really on the top of our to-do list because there's another the puzzle we did that has Ho-Oh. Its condition is reading the script while you have Ho-Oh and the lead of your party, and we won't be able to catch Ho-Oh for a long time in Silver version. So it's just not really something, like if it even is available in Silver, it's not something we're gonna like really focus on. So, you know, whatevs. Ah, good old Rosalia Town music. Gotta love it. Alright, give me that fastball. You beautiful bastard. And basically, I think we have to walk out, walk back in to get him to make another one. But, you know, we read the ball chart, and, I don't know how heavy a heavy Pokemon has to be to make the black apricorn worthwhile, but Cerebee's saying make fastballs for the legendary dogs. So I assume every time we want to make a ball, if it's available to make, which it should be every day, we just have Kurt make us a... You know, if we're coming this far to see Kurt, that berry bush for the apricorns right behind his house. So that's that. And here's another place we can explore. Oh. Well, I think there's more in the back, but we'll save that for next time. So, thanks for watching. Stay safe and have a great day. And maybe like the video if you did actually watch it all the way through, or if you skipped to the end. Either way, play Pokemon Silver for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. And I'll see you again next time, where we'll explore the innards of the Slowpoke Well.